What's up guys, Ben and Taletha here, DCSX 2015. This is our third workshop of the weekend. Thank you guys that came to all three of them. There was lots of you guys that came the whole day, it was awesome. This one is called No More Fighting. We talked a lot about communication, leaders understanding that you're a bad listener because we communicate all the time, and then followers, you're a bad communicator because you listen all the time, typically, right? So this is just a workshop on how to communicate with each other to get the right thing across.
It's like couples counseling.
But for dancing. So the first move, the base pattern for all this is a spinning right side pass. So we're going to give her a prep on 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Nothing too crazy, leaders, just that's a J-hook lead and keeping it around her as she travels down line of dance, not ahead, not behind.
So for the followers on this, the fundamental footwork, I'm bringing my right side forward. I take a side step on 2. I swivel my feet into pivots and keeping that arm relaxed and close to my forehead. For the actual pattern, like the manipulation that we do, because I'm actually asking him for something a little bit different. So we talked about how we kind of walk up to each other. We have our specific number, right, of opposition or force that you have. It's very different with each partner. And so to communicate some sort of change, from the follower's perspective, is I'm going to change my number. So say we're a 4, I'm going to up it to like a 6 so that he can pay attention. And I make sure that I tell him early enough so it's not a surprise and he's already going somewhere else. So we start off for 1, right around 2, I'm going to end up starting to put pressure externally out, once again upping the number of that. I prepare my right foot back. I'm going to guide this whole thing. So I'm leading that. And then once I swivel into this rotation, he's following that flow to help me out. And I rotate into that hip. Then once I step onto my left foot, I bring the number back down. And then he guides me into whatever he really wants that kind of goes with the natural flow of the move. So again, all the way through, I do 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10.
Dudes, on this move, real quick, we talked about being able to abort. Don't hold on too hard for your movement that you have in your brain. As soon as she applies pressure forward, my feet go out. I get a base underneath me because I have no clue what she's going to do. As she takes this around, I'm helping by staying put, and I oppose in either direction. So as she pushed left when we started this pattern, boom, boom, I'm here left because she caught me off guard. Now I'm wanting to oppose, moving to my right. I see her move to my right, I move back to my left. We're going to use that bounce for 7 and 8, 9 and 10. Learn to abort your move. Super, super important. Is that it for that one?
I think so.
That was it for that one. Next move is for the guys. It's a slide. It comes from a very, today by standards, old school lead of a piston lead. So we talked about how we lead a J-hook to get this original pattern started. To do this pattern the way we want to get her hip to us is we need to make sure that she gets brought down and then flipped on the spot. So she gets stayed put. She gets stayed put. I'm from Texas. So again, I'm going to bring my arms straight down on 1 and I'm compressing to let her left hip come back at me. Does that make sense? Say yes at home. Good. For the girls on that one?
So for the ladies, I'm stepping forward with my right side slightly. Once he rotates here, he's asking for compression, so I give it back to him. I stay there until he changes his mind. And then my left hip's forward into a little bit of a bent knee.
So what we're going to do with that hip is we're going to turn it into a slide. So we're going to go 1, 2, and push. And we're going to push all the way away. Leaders, what we talked about really fast on how to do the slide, you're going to stay forward with your center as close to that front foot as possible. The minute that you start to tip back, it's like a break and you're not going to slide. So we're going to make sure we do that to get a nice slide. And we're going to actually use the hip, not trying to push her back, but trying to make it be a stopping point that I push myself away from. The next part of this real quick is we talked about a studly walk back. You want to make sure that she gets some kind of feeling when you walk back to her. I'm just saying. So the whole thing looks like this. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're off, and then I'm slightly walking back. Oh, Jesus. Thanks, Dave and DCSX for bringing us back. We love this event. It's a lot of fun. Great workshops. She kicked butt, and Jack and Jill. Don't know the place in front, but she won in my book.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.